Listen to me. All that negative energy that's been in the air, take it out right now.
Carr across the middle finds Renfro. They get out of there, and the ball comes. They got me down.
I mean, when you look at it, it's just absolutely stacked.
Back up! Back up! Waller across.
Take a seat.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Mullen.
The boy grows up.
Snap good, hold good, and victory in overtime for the Raiders.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Dirty live in the garage, man. Chilling back again on a Friday night, man. Here to have a little bit of fun, shed a little bit of insight, talk about a little bit of news, rumors, things of that nature, situation, and things of that, man. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up in the building. Sean Johnson, what's good with you, man? B1, salute to you. High five, Freddie, man. Salute to you as well, brother. Hope all is well, man. Hope y'all had a great, wonderful, blessed day. I'm a little tired, a little sore. Had a late tea time today, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm gonna jump straight into some news, which was the press conference from 2 days ago. I was just able to catch up to it today and actually see it. Was it from yesterday? I think it was from yesterday. But listening to the defensive line coach, Coach Oakham, speak. I know, everybody's been over it, and I'm late, but just what I got from his whole little his short interview was the fact that this defensive line, this D line that we have, man, they got a great coach up front, right? They got even though he's young and, he hasn't really been a defensive line coach too long. I think it's his second year, right? But when you have someone who played the position, you know what I mean? When you have somebody that played the position, they have an understanding of what it is that you have to do to achieve greatness, even if they weren't great. You know what I mean? At the time, even if they weren't great, that doesn't mean that you can't teach greatness. Sorry, like I said, I'm having a mad pain in my chest and shoulder. Sorry about that. So when you look at, his ability, and you can't say his coaching career, because like I said, it's been real short. It's like his second year, right? One of the things that he had spoke on was the fact that you can always have great players, right? But it's up to that player to do with his greatness what you're trying to get out of him. He was asked a question about our boy Clee Farrell, right? And he simply answered, Clee is a workaholic. Clee is a team player. Clee is going to do whatever it is Clee needs to do for the team to succeed. Not just for Clee to succeed, but for the team to succeed. Right? And that's a hard thing to find, especially out of a first round draft pick. You're usually not going to find that in a first round draft pick, So then he spoke on Max and he spoke on Chandler Jones. And I mean, we all understand exactly what's good with them. Raider Kojo, what's good with you, man? Hope all is well. So I was real impressed with Coach Oakham. Then we moved on to Basali. Hey, yeah, Sean, I just watched that video of the Raiders takeover of Top Golf. I wasn't invited, but oh well, it's okay. I'm gonna try and catch him on the actual course next year as I build my channel throughout the season, man. I'm gonna see if I can get if I can play around the golf with a couple of players in next year's off season, man. You know what I mean? Next year's off season. Because I know they ain't got no time to hit the links with me now. But when we move on to Basili, right? So he was literally saying how, you know what I mean, he's throwing caution to the wind. You put the players out there. What's up, Fatigue, man? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. Look, if you ain't busy, Critique, if you feel like coming out to play and talk, man, come on up, pull up. I got no real plans for this evening aside from the things that I'm speaking on. Yeah, you're more than welcome to show up, my brother. But when he was asked, you know what I mean? Hey, I definitely understand, man. I definitely understand. Me too, man. Me too. But I set a time, and I actually just woke up too. Charm City 410, what's up? What's good with you, man? What's good? I literally fell asleep and woke up like 10, 12 minutes ago, man. Passed out on the couch. But anyways, what I was saying was this O-line is going to get some work, right? Like this O-line is going to get some real work in. I was looking at another projection of the offensive line starting, and the new projection I saw Colton Miller, I saw Denzel Good, Andre James, Illuminor, and Leatherwood. That was the latest offensive starting line that I saw. I'm good with 3 of those. The other 2, Good and Illuminor, everybody knows how I feel about those 2 guys. Like, I would love for them to pan out. I would love for them to be great, right? But what is it going to take for them to be extremely successful, right? Like, we're tired of just being somewhat successful, or you have success at this time. And that was the only one thing that I didn't like about his press conferences, when he said they're going to be great when they need to be. Well, the thing about it is, you need to be great every time you touch the field. It can't just be certain moments. It can't be, oh, it's 3rd and 5. All of a sudden, I need you to block, right? Or it's 3rd and 15. Now I need you to hold up so we can get a pass off. No, I needed you to hold up before we got to 3rd and 15. You know, if we're at 3rd and 15, it means a penalty would happen or something. Like it came back. Like, no, that's not where we want to be, right? That is not where we want to be at all. We don't want to be trailing and decide that, oh, now it's time to kick it into high gear. No, we want to come out, beginning of the game, kicked into high gear, and run away with the game, right? We don't want to wait till the later rounds of the game and decide, oh, well, we're losing, let's turn it on. That's what I take from that type of a comment. Oh, they'll play when they're at the time when they're no. Mm-mm. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it at all. I mean, again, we're talking about another guy who's in his second year of being a offensive line coach. So let's be patient. But at the same time, like I like where his head is, for those players that are fresh and new, like he said, let's throw them into the deep end. You're either gonna sink or you're gonna swim, right? Hopefully, we drafted right and these guys swim. Um, I feel you, Sean. I definitely feel you. I understand. Um, I hope Parham wins the starting position, either left guard or right guard. I hope he gets one of those, because it will really say a lot to the way he has performed in camp if he is awarded a starting position on this offensive line. Um, Now, from what I understand, he is an OTA standout so far. There's not much that they asked him to do that he hasn't done or has not been able to do. So you have that working for him. Yeah, his size, technique, um, his ability to move defenders. Like, we need to see how all of that is really going to work out. But from my understanding of what I've been hearing, he's been holding his own and pulling his weight in OTAs. So I'm extremely happy with that. Now, moving on the line in that same interview, we had Chandler Jones, which is a guy we've heard speak before. You know what I mean? But Chandler says he's been trying to get here for a while as well. Now, this makes me wonder, what in the hell was the front office doing in the years past that Devontae Adams wanted to be here? We didn't get him. Chandler Jones wanted to be here. We didn't get him. So, what in the world was the front office doing in the past couple of years that we couldn't get these guys? You know, you can make money, you can move money. You could have got rid of a whole bunch of people and created some cap space to accommodate these guys, right? I believe you could have made some cap space. So I'm extremely thrilled, extremely happy with our front office and the moves that they're making, because they're getting players that actually wanted to be here. Yeah, Corey, I feel you, man. We went and got an AB instead. Yeah, I don't understand that, man. Hey, good luck on your track meet tomorrow, Diego. Good luck to you, man. Hope you win your event, brother. So I honestly, look, you went and got an AB instead of a Devontae Adams. Two Face, what's good with you, man? You may I wanted character players instead. Really? Man, that's crazy. Cause I believe Devontae Adams to be a high character. Honestly thought AB would pan out too, the truth. I was pulling for AB to pan out, man. I really was, but for whatever reason, he decided that he wasn't going it wasn't going to work out for him with us. And hey, you know what? It is what it is. I feel like maybe we dodged a bullet. I feel like maybe we dodged the bullet, man. That's exactly how I feel when it comes to AB. I think we dodged a bullet, man. Can't we went out to go play pool last night, and in league. Started off 0-1, then ended in 3-1. Hey, that's good. Good job, man. Congratulations to you, brother. You went on the 3-game win streak on that pool table for sure. Like you just had a $30 million contract, but mad at Brady for not getting paid. Hey, it is what it is, man. You know, I personally, I pray for AB. Hope I hope things get better for that man. Yeah, man, for sure, brother, for sure. Um, yeah, no, it wasn't fair to Carr. It wasn't fair to Carr. It wasn't fair to Raider Nation. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't fair to Raider Nation. It wasn't fair to those players that want to be here in their early prime. It wasn't fair to DC. It wasn't fair to the fans. Bro, it was all overall, it was a shitty way to run the franchise. And that's why I wrote that letter that I honestly believe they got, because it's just crazy, man. After I wrote that letter, we started to see a whole lot of changes. You know what I mean? Like we started to see a whole lot of changes. And I'm not taking credit for it. I'm not taking credit for it. But what I'm saying is it's amazing how sometimes we put these things out in the air and you know what I mean, they happen, right? So all I want to do from now on is put positivity out in the air when it comes to the Raiders. When it comes to life in general, I want to put positivity out, right? But from now on, when it comes to this Raider thing, if we can just put out more positivity, let's see if that shit catches on. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I definitely see us building a juggernaut. Like, and I know that's a word that Wasted likes to use a lot. You know what I mean? The juggernaut and the Raider Equinox and all of that. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother. Those are his big words, bro. I feel like you feel like we're building a juggernaut. I feel like we're trying to build a dynasty. You know what I mean? I feel like we're trying to build a dynasty. I feel like we're trying to build a winning program for years to come. You know, I think Dave Ziegler wants to be here for 20 years. You know what I mean? I think Josh McDaniels wants to be here for the next 10 to 12 years. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like these guys want to be like Belichick. They want to be with the same team for 20 plus years, man. And that would be some amazing shit, bro. If we could hold on to a coach for more than 5 to 7 years, I think that, man, winning though. Winning. Not every year's got to be a Super Bowl, but every year's got to be a production and a solid year. You know, if we get to the playoffs and lose by something yay so small, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Fix that and let's do better next year. Right? But no more losing seasons. I think we're done with losing seasons, man. If I can be 100% honest, I believe we are 100% done with losing seasons. I don't see that happening for us for quite some time to come. I think we're going to be contenders. I think people are going to be afraid to come and play us. All in all, I think it's going to be something spectacular. I definitely believe we're in for something spectacular this year. Now, as far as Hunter Renfro goes, he had me cracking up in his interview. Didn't know who Devontae Adams was. But, you know, hey, look, I get it. But I think he was joking. I don't think he was 100% serious about it. But he may have been. He may have been. But I don't think there's any way that you play with Derek Carr and not know who Devontae Adams is, right? Like, I just don't see it. It looks like Ziegler is going to be patient with the money. We just got. They probably feel there's no rush, especially if there's going towards Renfro and Waller extensions. Look, I don't think it's any rush either. As I said, you know what I mean? Because people have been screaming for Ndamukong Suh with this money and things of that nature. Now, that would be the only thing that they need to rush on, would be to sign like an Ndamukong Suh or something like that. But at the same time, if they so choose to hold off and in a couple of weeks and nobody wants Ndamukong Suh, we might be able to get him at a cheaper rate than what we would get him for right now at this point in moment. You know what I mean? If we were to go ahead and sign him now, if we waited a couple of weeks, a month or so, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe you can get yourself a nice little deal. You can save yourself a little bit more money. Richard Lyons, what's good with you, brother? Hope all is well. But I'm not gonna hold you guys up a whole lot tonight. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be hour and a half, 2 hour show tonight. As I said, I'm really not feeling well. I think I pulled something in my shoulder today. So if I look like I'm like kind of uncomfortable, I do apologize. Yeah. But I had heard somebody say they were a little shocked that we didn't hear from Jonathan Abram or Cleve Farrell in yesterday's interviews. But I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm okay with not hearing from those two guys, because one, they're still on the team. So we still have the possibility of hearing from them sometime in the near future, right? But we talked to the guys that we really needed to speak with, and that the press tells the team who it is they want to talk to that day. You know what I mean? If Clee and Jonathan Abram weren't on the list of people to talk to, or weren't at the podium, that's not on them. That's not a statement that's saying, oh well, they're not, you know what I mean, they're not going to be here. No, that's not that. It's, the media asks for certain people. You know what I mean? So that is why you see who you see up there at the podium and things of that nature, right? Yeah, Raiders announcer stepped down today. Hey, that's fine with me, man. It's just an announcer. Anybody can call a game, truthfully. Anybody can call a game. That's just how I see it, man. Now I got love for all our Raider broadcasters, but in this instance right now, man, look, we in Vegas now, bro. Anybody can call the game. And we need something new and fresh anyway. If you ask me, we need something new and fresh. We're starting off new and fresh with, you know what I mean, with a front office and everything. So let's get us something new and fresh to announce the games. You know what I mean? Maybe we can get somebody to come out and give us something new to get excited about. You know what I mean? Somebody with a little bit more energy, a little bit more energetic, you know, a little bit more outgoing, a little bit more hip. Who knows? You know, but I would love to be the next play-by-play caller, man. That shit would I would have a ball. I would have a ball if the Raiders let me be the next play-by-play caller, man. I would, man, shit. Boy, we'd have the highest rated games watched, man, with me calling them. People be like, oh, he off the chain. He lost his mind. DC drops back. DC doesn't have anywhere to go. He throws it deep. He is Devontae Adams. Oh, look, Matt motherfucking catch the ball. Look at him fucking go. Look at him fucking go. Nah, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. But no, seriously. We will we will shock the world this year, man. I guarantee you that. We will definitely shock the world this year. Um I believe we'll put a lot of people in their place with their false, inaccurate statements about our team. Yeah, I would, bro. That's all I'd probably do is talk trash. I'd never give the visiting team any respect. That's probably one of the reasons they wouldn't hire me. I'd never give any of the other teams any respect. Um, hey, that would be great to call the games from right here, but I'd be so lagged behind because man, at that game, man, when we see it, man, it's usually like a minute late, anywhere from 35 seconds to 2 minutes after it's already happened in the stadium. Unfortunately, that's just how long it takes for the shit to get uploaded to the satellites and downloaded into your TV. You know what I mean? There is no such thing as instant live. There's no such thing as instant live unless you're seeing it live and in person. But when it comes to being on camera, there's just no such thing as instant live. They can't make it happen. Um, yeah, unfortunately, they can't make that happen. It's hard to make anything travel at the speed of light because it's so damn fast. So that's literally how broadcast would have. That's the speed it would have to move at, is the speed of light. And I don't think they can make anything move that fast right now. Yeah, the fastest rocket in the world can't move at the speed of light. But regardless of that, um, I'm looking forward to the next set of OTAs. Um, I feel like that's when, what I mean, you'll get an Indonican Sue or something like that. Because I honestly feel like I said 4 days, right? Or it's not gonna happen. I'm still gonna stick to the 4 days, and it's not gonna happen. But like as I just said, maybe about 5 minutes ago, there is a strong possibility that they could just be waiting out and be like, okay, well, we got your number. You know what I mean? We'll give you a call. You know, and the longer that time goes by, I think the price of Indonica Sue comes down, and we get them on the low, and we get them on the cheap, and still have enough money to extend Waller. Maybe still have enough money to get a Darrell Williams. I don't know, but I think like if we sign anybody, it'll be right before the next training camp comes up. Hey, it would be fun. It would be fun, man. I've tuned into a couple of shows. Really no uh there's really no content creator that I know that really does like full on play by play. I've seen it attempted, but you know, they leave out some things or their counterpart doesn't quite pull their weight. Like you need two people to do play by play, man. You know what I mean? Like you need two people because it's an energy that each each other feed off of. So you gotta have two you got to have two play-by-play announcers when you do that. You know what I mean? Just so you had that one guy that you know you know what I'm saying. Yeah, like Madden and Pat, bro. You know what I mean? Or Collinsworth and the other guy or whoever. If you ever notice, games are always called by two people. So you kind of need that, you know what I mean, that person to bounce things off of while you're doing a live thing. And if you screw up, there's somebody to come in and just jump in real quick or something like that. But I'm interested in seeing who they give the job to. Hopefully they give it to somebody, like I said, young, fresh, new. Since that's how we're starting off, we're starting a new regime, a new way of going about getting. No, Greg Papa was cool. Greg Papa was cool. Love Greg Papa. Don't think that I don't have any love for our announcers. I do. I just feel like at this point in time, it's time for something new, something fresh, and something exciting. So, as I said, I look forward to seeing who they give the job to. Um, Hopefully, it's somebody young, fresh, exciting, somebody that can bring their own spin and somebody that's not going to copycat something else that's been out there. You know what I mean? I really don't want a copycat. Bring me something new, man. Don't try to do the touchdown Raiders. I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? That bring me something new. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Um, yeah, fresh blood is needed, man. Fresh blood is 100% truly needed. Fuck, dude. Man. Anyways. But like I said, this team, these players, looking at the Top Golf, man. You know what I saw with the Top Golf video? I saw a lot of good-hearted camaraderie. Chandler Jones is a fool. If I'm not mistaken, brother had on some Gucci Birkenstocks. Bro, I ain't never seen that though. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen no Gucci Birkenstocks. But our boy Chandler Jones had on the Gucci Birkenstocks, styling and profiling on them cats, man. He was styling and profiling on them cats, bro. But then you saw people like Palomalu, who cut his hair. You know what I mean? I didn't even recognize him, bro. I thought he was some old dude, bro. I'll be honest. When I saw him in the video, I thought he was some old dude. What's good, JoJo? And then one of the things that bothered me, man, was the fact that you, Josh Jacobs, don't show up for OTAs, but you show up for Top Golf. While I can appreciate you coming out and spending time with your teammates and things of that nature, you could be spending time with them on the field, man. You don't show up to put in the work, but you show up to have fun. Bro, you got to be better, man. You got to be better, Josh, man. Look, a lot of people in the nation got a lot of faith in you, man. A lot of people want you gone, but a lot of people want you here. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. I have an issue with that. You can show up to play Top Golf, but you can't show up to put the work in to get this team to be better. Like, there's something wrong with that. Lunatic, what's good with you, brother? Salute. Hope all is well. Yeah, so I personally have an issue with that. I think that they may be making the right decision by not electing to pick up his 5th-year option. I don't think they see the hunger because it's not written on the wall. You know? So yeah. No, it's not just you, Richard. It's not just you. Allegiance, yeah. Zeus has the ability to be in the, you know what I mean? He has the ability to take that spot. Westside Earn, what's good with you, brother? Coach Dante, what's good, man? Hope all is well. Jacob should know his job on the line. Yeah, he should. You know what I mean? Like, that's a fact. That's a 100% fact, man. Is that they brought in all these running backs, man. You should know that your motherfucking time is being limited. You know? You should know that your time is being limited. I'm gonna be here for a few more minutes, man. Like I said, I open up the stream. The link is right there. If you want to pull up, you know what I mean, and conversate for a little while, we are more than welcome. You are more than welcome to. I said I had a whole show planned, but right now I am in so much pain I can't even really do everything that I wanted to do. I said when I move, it feels like I'm pulling something in my chest. That's why I can't seem to get straight and focus and pay attention. Yeah, Josh Jacobs is definitely on notice, man. He's definitely been placed on notice. That fifth year option decline. I think that spoke volumes to him, and they're gonna have to get better. He's gonna have to do better. Sorry, I needed some water, man. I needed some water. If Clee, Josh, and Abram go to another team, isn't that 3 comp draft picks we get? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it would be 3 comps, right? And do we get the comp pick for Ruggs and Arnett? Kane Town, what's good with you, man? Salute to you, brother. Hope all is well. But don't we get comp picks for Arnett and Ruggs too? I mean, we should, right? We should. But we'll see. Look, that's 3 more picks. Not if they're released or traded. Well, I don't know. I think we should get one for Ruggs. And 13 picks is too many picks. I think. You know what I mean? Personally, I feel like 13 picks is way too many picks. You could draft 13 people, man, but bro, 13 people ain't making this team. So I would probably go with 7 draft picks and trade away 6 and see if I can build something for the following year. Maybe, transfer a couple of them picks over to the following year, and then work it that way. I think that would be a great, tremendous, wonderful, fabulous idea instead of trying to bring in 13 people in 1 year. Right? Like spread it out a little bit. Spread it out. Bring in 7 this year. Trade them 6 down to 3 for three good picks next year. Maybe early rounds. That'd be great. Because if you try to bring in 13 in one season, man, well, all 13 of them players ain't gonna make the team, and you would have wasted picks. So I can see packaging a couple of them picks to move up, maybe. I'm not interested in moving back unless we're picking dead last in the first round. Then, hey, I really don't care. We move back at that point in time. Package that first for maybe a second and a third or something like that. You know what I mean? Or 2 seconds. Who knows? We'll figure something out, right? we can definitely make it work. But I just don't want to go into the draft with 13 picks because I personally feel like that would be a waste of drafting because we know for a fact 13 draft picks are not making a roster. They're just not. Nah, I don't want to move up. I definitely don't want to move up either. If you're picking dead last, in the first round, that means you won the Super Bowl. There's no reason to move up if you're picking dead last in the first round. There's no reason to move up. You actually have more of a reason to package that pick and move back and pick up something else because you're the Super Bowl champs. You know what I mean? You're Super Bowl champs. Anything you add to the team will be a plus, right? That will be a plus. So, yeah, I'd rather move back in the draft, Loon, than move up, especially if I'm picking dead last in the first round. That means I got a Super Bowl. I just won the Super Bowl. So, or it also can mean the Super Bowl champs traded they picked to you in the previous year, and now that's where you land. But, like I said, dead last in the first round means you're Super Bowl champs, and I'm okay with moving back as Super Bowl champions. Yeah, our team is stacked right now, but as we all know, it's not good enough to just say we're stacked right now. We want to be stacked now, later, and for the future. Benjamin, what's good with you, man? What's good? Yeah, but if you win the Super Bowl, you have a chance of actually bringing them back in too, right? You know what I mean? Like if these players are free agents next year, but they just won the Super Bowl, but they know that the best part of their career is already past, but they just won the Super Bowl. They may sign up for another year to get another ring. You know what I mean? Why go somewhere else when what's working is working? What's up with you, Morehouse? What's good with you, man? Hope all is well. Hope you had a wonderful and blessed day. That's a good question, Benjamin. Who are we cutting? You know what? We'll have to get through the first I'll be honest, we'll have to get through the first preseason game to find out who we're cutting. I think that's when you find out after the first preseason game. You know what I mean? Unless there are people that are not doing the job in training camp. But I believe that everybody that's here now all have a good opportunity of making this roster. I think they all have the ability, right? And I know we can't keep everybody. We have to dwindle it down to 53, right? We got to dwindle it down to 53. So I think, and if any of these players are watching, please don't take it personal. It ain't personal, but I think Adele Levitt may not make the squad. I feel like maybe two offensive linemen get cut. I'm not sure which ones, but I feel like maybe two offensive linemen get cut. I think maybe two defensive backs. I think maybe three defensive backs might get cut. It depends. I definitely see Daryl. If anybody is cut in the defensive back room, it could be Dallin Levitt. Didn't know he had a nickname. Didn't know they called him the Tasmanian Devil, but I guess the Tasmanian Devil would be one. Morehouse says Denzel Good, a sleeper to get cut. Mark my words. Hey, if that's how you feel, brother, if that's how you feel, yeah, hey Sean, yeah, I know we had talked about that too. You know what I mean in the message that you had sent me. Um, $3.7 million cap saving and 2.4, so that'll bring you to $6.1 million back into the cap. I can live with that. Dallin Levitt just look. He made some good plays, right? But he made some bad ones too. He made some really bad ones. Caught out of position a couple of times. Don't really feel like he's the safety that should be back there. I honestly think he was there for special teams, but because we were depleted in the defensive back room, you know what I mean? I feel like that's why he was on the field. I don't think we have that issue this year. I think we have too many safeties in that room now, or enough guys in that room that can play safety that are better suited than Dallin Levitt. Let's just be honest. We'll name them off. Merrick is better. Abrams is better. Hobbs is better. Harmon is better. Palomalu is better. Gillespie is better. So right there, you got 6 guys at safety that are better than Dallin Levitt. So no, Roderick Teamer can go too. Roderick Teamer can go too. I'm perfectly fine with that as well. Because I just those 6 guys that I just named, they're all better than the 2 guys we're speaking on right now, Teamer and Dallin Levitt. So I think those 2 guys will be cut. Trying to think who else I could see being cut. I could see maybe Darius Phillips being cut. I could see Mac Hollis not making the squad. Yeah. I wish I could name off all 40-something people that ain't gonna make the squad. I wish I could name off. I don't know if Amik gets cut or not. That's a good question. I don't know if Amik gets cut or not. I would like for Amik to keep his job, but he's on the fence. He is definitely on the fence. So that's a tough one. You have, let me see, the cornerback room. You got Avery, not Arnett. The 2 look alike. I don't know why. Everett, Mullen, Yasin, Nate Hobbs. Because one of the things that Nate Hobbs said in his press conference, his presser, was they was like, "Oh, you playing safety today?" And he said, "No, I'm just playing defensive back." You know what I mean? Like point blank, I'm playing defensive back. You know what I mean? So with him just being a defensive back, he can play anywhere. So that definitely solidifies his position either at corner or at safety. You know what I mean? He is a true defensive back in every sense of the word. Sean, LeBlanc could make the team. LeBlanc could take Amik Robinson's spot. LeBlanc could probably make that. Nah, Nixon, nah. Nixon's gone. Nixon's out of here. We don't have a Nixon anymore. If I'm not mistaken, he's in Green Bay. Yeah. I'll say, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Green Bay. But thanks, Morehouse. Thanks for that backup right there. I greatly appreciate it. Nah, man, that's a tough one right there, bro. That's a tough one right there, Benjamin. I honestly don't know. You know what I mean? With so much hate that the man gets, I don't know if he makes the team. Nah, I'm just playing. He's gotta make the squad, bro. He's the only quarterback we have. He's gotta make the squad. He's the only real great quarterback we have. Other than that, like, it's gonna be a fight in camp. That I can 100% guarantee you. It is going to be a fight in camp. Kendall Vickers and Vernon Butler on D tackle get cut. Kendall Vickers and Vernon Butler. So that means that D tackle you would have Matthew Butler, you would have Farrell Jr., you would have Beliles Nichols, or Nichols Biles, whatever his name is, and who else? That would leave you with 4, right? I think that would leave you with 4. Charm City, you hilarious, man. Oh yeah, and Jonathan Hankins. So that would leave Jonathan Hankins, Farrell Jr., Matthew Butler, and Beliles Nichols. So I think one of those guys needs to stay unless you get an Ndamukong Suh. You need 5 D tackles. You know what I mean? You need 5 D tackles. Oh, Andrew Billings. Yeah. So you would have 5 right there. I feel you, Cane Town. That's a good hot take, but don't really know if that's how that's gonna work. Because these guys need a little bit of they need a little bit of training. They're not 100% NFL ready yet. And I don't like speaking bad on players, and I'm not trying to be negative, but it's the truth. You know what I mean? They are not 100% NFL ready yet. So you got to keep a guy like Jonathan Hankins in there to give them a baseline of what it is they need to accomplish. Yeah, I know we got Kyle Lancaster, but I think he's one of the cut candidates too. See, and that's the tough thing about it, Sean. It's like we got a lot of really good players that can get things done, right? We got a lot of really good players that can get some things done. But we can't keep everybody. Got Malcolm Kuntz. Like, there's a lot of good players here that should be able to make this roster. So that's one of the reasons why I really want to wait until, after the first preseason game, and then we'll have an established baseline of what it is we're looking for from players. Like who's really going to pan out. No, Sean, look, I know Suh makes sense. I'm 100% behind the fact that, Suh makes sense. So even though Suh makes sense, I believe they're trying to play the waiting game with this guy now, man. Not the dating game, not the mating game, but the waiting game. They feel like if they can wait out, if they can hold out a little bit longer, his price is gonna come down. I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they want him, but I think they have a price in mind, and I don't think that Sue is at the price that they want to pay right at this point in time. But if a couple of weeks go by, I think he may come down to the number that they're at. So that's how I feel about that one. What up, team? What's going on with you? What you think our starting O line and backup are? So as I alluded to a little bit earlier, I know you're just pulling up, and I have no problem with going back and saying what I had stated earlier. The last starting lineup I saw was Colton Miller, Denzel Good, Andre James, Illuminor, and Leatherwood. Now, for me, I would like it to be Colton Miller, Munford, James, Parham, Leatherwood. That's what I would like to see as our starting front five. That's what I would like to see. But we may not see that till next year. And I'm not talking about the year that's coming up, but I'm talking about the following year, because some of these players do need to get more acclimated to the NFL. You know what I mean? We got to remember, these kids are coming straight out of college into the NFL. It doesn't pan out for everybody. You know what I mean? Some hit, some miss. Vincent is killing me, man. He said trade for Amari Cooper. Nah, he can keep his ass over there in Cleveland, man. You know what I mean? He can keep his ass over there in Cleveland with Lamar, not Lamar, with Watson and all of them, bro. I'm good. You know what I mean? Look, 16 players on the practice squad, cool. If you make the practice squads, you're still on the team. You still get a ring at the end of the year. So, and then you can be called up, right? You can be activated throughout the weeks. So, yeah, I can live with 16 new players on the practice squad. I can definitely live with that. I don't know if he's suspended for 2 years. I know that's the talk. I know that that's the talk that they're having. But I don't think he's been given a suspension yet. But he could be facing 2 years. And that could be one of the reasons. No, he's facing 2 years. He's definitely facing a 2-year suspension. No, Morehouse, you're right. The O-line could go many a ways, man. It could go many a ways. But that's a good problem to have. You know what I mean? That's a good problem to have. That you can have players that can step in and do that can step in and fill the gap or the void when it's needed. Cane Town, yeah, it's wild, but the thing about it is every other day there's a new lawsuit popping up. You know what I mean? Like, that's the issue, bro. So we don't know if he's innocent. We don't know if he's guilty, but let's just say it don't look good. Aaron Carlson, what's up with you, man? Hope all is well. You know what I mean? Watson has the same amount of lawsuits as Carr had TD passes last season. Corey Woods, you a fool, man. Corey Woods, you's a fool, man. But you're right, bro. You're right. You know what I mean? He has a high amount of lawsuits, bro. And the NFL, even though he may have been cleared in court, this is bothersome. You know what I mean? This is bothersome. Like the one girl who came out and said, "Oh, it's a shame the people were out here lying like this, and she lied and blah blah blah," but she was paid to say that. You know what I mean? That was part of her settlement deal, for her to come out and disnounce the claimers, and he'd write her a check, keep it out of court, right? So I don't believe that shit. You gonna tell me 1 out of 30 something people came forward and said, "Oh, I was lying"? Nah, that doesn't mean everybody else was. That just means you are now. You was probably lying then, but you're definitely lying now. So, yeah. Hey, look, wish the brother all the success, man. I hope he's innocent, but until he's 100% proof, like I told you, when this shit came out, I told you, this is how I'm going to feel if this happened. And exactly what I said is happening. He may not have been found guilty in court, but he's settling these lawsuits, you know what I mean, with these women. So he don't have to really be in court like that, bro. Hey, K-Town, man, blessings to you, man. Appreciate you pulling up for the amount of time that you did, man. So I feel like whenever you settle, there's an amount of guilt that you really don't want to come out, right? There's something that you don't want to come out. And I feel like when you offer or throw money at somebody, right? Like, I still think that's an admission of guilt. Because if I'm innocent, I'm not paying you shit. You can take me to court for years. But if I'm innocent, I'm not giving you a dime. So that's just me. That's how I look at guilt and innocence. If I pay you to keep quiet, I'm paying you to cover up my guilt. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good, man. And then being in Vegas, nah, I think it just becomes a bigger issue. Robert Pena, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Thanks for pulling up. Thank you for pulling up. So I can't rock with a Deshaun Watson, bro. I'm sorry. I cannot rock with a Deshaun Watson, man. If there's any guilt to what it is he did, bro, I don't feel like he should have the ability to make settlements. I feel like he should be in jail, just like another person would with lesser money. You know what I mean? Kamara is still going through it with the NFL. He's still going through it with his case. The NFL has stepped back until his case finishes inside the court process, and his case is going to court. It will not be dropped. The state of Nevada has refused to drop charges, and they are going to proceed with the case. So, yeah, Alvin Kamara could be looking at, if I'm not mistaken, 10 years. I think he could be looking at 10 years. Yeah, and that's a lot, man. His career could be over too. His career could definitely be over too. So the Saints, and see, with Alvin Kamara being, with the possibility of him not playing, do the Saints have anything that we would want for Josh Jacobs? Yeah, Jerry Judy's charges were dropped because Jerry Judy didn't do anything. He beat up a phone. He didn't beat up a person. He beat up a phone. Is it a crime to beat up a phone? Because if it's a crime to beat up a phone, you gonna tell me that a phone is more important than a human life? Nah, I'm not rocking with that either. Yeah, they are going to make an example out of Kamara. They're going to make an extremely large example out of Kamara. You know what I mean? And it's funny because he's African American, and that's why they're going to make a example out of him. Let's think. You know what I mean? Let's go back and think. And y'all probably gonna trip out when I say this shit. Y'all be like, oh, what the fuck? But bro, let's think about it. The first openly gay player to come out and say he was gay was Sam's, right? He came out openly gay, and it hurt his draft stock, but he still got drafted, right? But it wasn't accepted. It wasn't accepted. You know, people frowned on him, made all kind of jokes, all of this, right? But then Carl Nassib comes out as openly gay, and all of a sudden we want to throw a parade. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with all these other positions, man. With all the other things that go on. Like, I don't see why it can't just be fair across the board, man. I just don't see why it can't be fair across the board, bro. Regardless of skin color. You know what I mean? If you don't like something, then you don't like something. If you do something wrong, you do something wrong. If you did something right, then you do something right. Right? Like it shouldn't come down to what color, nationality, or anything. That none of that should play a part in it. Like I feel like everybody needs to be seen through the same eyes, the same freaking way. You know what I mean? So I take Marshawn Lattimore. I trade him for Josh. I take him in a trade for Josh Jacobs. We should be. But the thing about it is we're not. We're just not. Yeah, that's crazy. He still doesn't sign with a team. So are you talking about Sam's or are you talking about Nassib? I don't see why Nassib wouldn't sign with a team. And if he doesn't sign with a team, bring him back. I like the way he plays. I like the way Nassib plays, bro. I can give a fuck about who he sleeps with, man. I like the way he fucking plays on the field. Plays with intensity. He gets after the quarterback. He gets after the running backs. You know what I mean? He puts pressure on the pockets. I know that they let him go because it wasn't a team-friendly contract. You know what I mean? But I'd bring him back. I'd bring Carl Nassib back, bro. You know what I mean? If there's any one player, you know what I mean, that I would bring back, it would be him. And I'm just being honest, man. I'd bring that guy back. I just like the way he played for us, man. I really did enjoy watching him wreak havoc. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? He dealt with a knee injury, but he still played good, Corey. That's the thing about it. You know what I mean? Dealt with knee injury, but still played good. You know, I don't know. It was just something about, you know, when he came in on third downs, bro, like beautiful run stopper, bro. Him and Clee were amazing run stoppers on the edge. So I personally would love to get a Carl Nassib back, man. It'd have to be a friendly deal, but I personally would love to get him back, man. That would be amazing. So he did well. He did well the whole time he was here, truthfully. He may not have performed to the dollar amount, but he was one of the bright spots on our defense, man. He was truly one of the bright spots on our defense. Morehouse says, you think Kuntz played a factor in Carl getting cut? I don't think so. I really think that Carl Nassib got cut based on money. Truthfully, I think he got cut based on money. He wasn't going to restructure his deal because he had already restructured it too many times. And I believe that's one of the reasons. I believe that's the reason he was let go, is because he was not going to restructure his deal for a fourth time. He had already restructured his deal 3 times prior to that. So that was the option. Either you restructure your deal or we have to let you go. And I think he was perfectly fine with the fact of being let go. Because they told him if he doesn't catch on somewhere else, the door's still open for him. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Sean Johnson says Raiders OTA insight. Jonathan Abrams lining up deep safety. Was the box enforcer last season, getting looks in 2 deep alignment this offseason. Well, okay. So, am I okay with Jonathan Abrams at 2 deep safety? You know what? I probably would be okay with that. I'm probably okay with that. If he's sitting back, doesn't have to stick in man coverage, it can actually sit back and look and read a zone. Hey, this might keep him healthy. Not having to be so physical at the line of scrimmage, not having to continuously throw his shoulder and body in the way of continuously making tackles. Look, this may keep him healthy throughout the season. So Charm City says, what's the word on Gillespie? So my word on Gillespie is he's still not better than Jonathan Abram, even though we knock on Jonathan Abram and we say this about him, we say that. I still think he's a better player than Gillespie. I do. I believe he's highly intelligent. He can cover when needed. He's just not that great, you know what I mean? And man coverage close to the line, I would say close to the line because I feel like he can cover anything from the line of scrimmage to maybe about 10 to 12 yards back, maybe 15 at the most. But if you're putting him in a deep second, I think this helps his health. And he's so far removed from the line of scrimmage, I think he doesn't have to play man. You know? He can kick back and read and see and play over top. So he can still deliver hits when need be, but he can also make and play and break on the ball. So I'm okay with Jonathan Abram at a 2 deep. If he's proven to be able to play that position and the coaching staff is happy with it, then I'll ride with it. But bringing him up to the line of scrimmage or putting him in nickel or anything like that, I'd have a problem with. So Sean Johnson says again, Jonathan Abram lined up as strong safety across from free safety, Trayvon Merrick in the 2 deep safety alignment. Okay. As long as he's deep. I don't want him playing safety around the line of scrimmage. I prefer him to be a linebacker around the line of scrimmage. But if he's going to play 2 deep and not around the line of scrimmage, then that's fine, bro. Then that's fine. I'm okay with that. Kuntz was drafted to take Yannick's place. No, it wasn't. Kuntz was drafted to take Clee's place, but not Yannick's. Hey, these coaches are going to try everything. But that's what you're supposed to do as a coach. You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do as a coach. You're supposed to try, you're supposed to get a look at everything, at everybody. You know what I mean? If I only look at one or two people, I'm not doing my due diligence as a coach to make sure that whoever else is on my roster isn't better. So yeah, Diablo's not in first team reps. He's not. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, he's not in first team reps. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to be a starter. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean he can't eventually earn his way into a starting role. So any and everything that I'm hearing right now, I'm taking with just a grain of salt. Right? I'm just taking it just for a little bit of what it is. No, he's going to be starting at some point. He's going to be starting at some point. That I can guarantee you. He's definitely going to be starting at some point in time. He will. Egalitarian. He will start at some point in time this season. I guarantee you that. He will start at some point in time this season. But I'm not surprised either. Because we have a linebacking group now. You know what I mean? For a while, we didn't have, you know what I mean, a lot of linebackers. It was just two for a while. You know what I mean? With Divine Diablo and Perryman were the only two linebackers we have. Now we have a plethora of linebackers, right? So, you know, you went and got some free agent linebackers. You went and got some UDFA linebackers. Look, Darian Butler is a beast. You know what I mean? Out of Arizona, Darian Butler is a beast. Jayon is a beast. Kenny Young, beast. Like these are solid linebackers, right? So Divine Diablo, what he now has to do is step up a little, even more than he did last year, and show that last year wasn't a fluke or wasn't just because we didn't have enough players to go around. He's got to show that the spot that he had last year, he fucking earned it. And he's got to do better this year than he did last year. And I think he's one of those players, like, you have players that are motivated by the fact that they're on a team. You have players that are motivated by the money. You got players that are motivated by the fame and the amount of women that know them. And then you got players that are motivated by you placing an obstacle in front of them and them having to get it over, having to get over it, right? And I think Divine Diablo is one of those guys where you just have to put an obstacle in front of him to motivate him to get over that obstacle. And I think that's what this coaching staff did. They went and they got some guys, and they're like, yeah, we believe in you, but we're going to go ahead and bring in this, and this, and this. Not only for that reason, but it was needed too. We only had two linebackers, so they had to flood the room, right? But they brought in some quality guys. Some guys that can definitely get after the ball. You can definitely have a little bit more. Some of the guys have a little bit more experience than Diablo. So I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm not quitting on Diablo either. I think at some point in time he will be a starter this year as a linebacker. So, and I believe Perryman is a captain this year. Man, I swear to God, this is some of the best water on the market. I BS you not. I don't really like to drink a whole lot of soda and stuff like that, but it's got, let's see, 0 caffeine, 0 sweetener, 0 calories, and it's 100% innocent and no sodium. That's another thing. No sodium, man. No sodium, bro. Like, you look at these bottles of water sometimes, man, and they be having sodium in them. Like, they be having like salt. And I'll be like, well, damn, bro. That just make me want another bottle of water. You drink another bottle of water and you still dehydrated because that's salt. Right? So when I buy water, it cannot have sodium in it at all. None, 0, zilch. Hey, lunatic. Fuck you. Fuck you. Nah, just play it, bro. No, I'm not drinking air, bro. This is cherry lime sparkling water, bro. Sparkling water. Tastes like soda without the sugar. Without the extra calories, bro. I'm trying to lose some weight, man. Brother over here getting fat, man. I ain't liking it. I ain't liking it at all, man. But we have reached the hour and 22-minute mark. As we know, I like to keep my show short. I will be back again tomorrow night, I think. Loon, you up for tomorrow? We in tomorrow? I don't know. I might be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll definitely do a much more broader, vast breakdown of some of these players that are teetering being on the team and being cut. Now, if you're teetering on the team, you may be moved to practice squad. And you know what? I think that's what we'll go over tomorrow. We will go over 16 players that could get added to our practice squad. Yo, Raider Allegiance, yeah, for sure. So yeah, me and my boy Allegiance will be in tomorrow. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do 16 players that could be on the practice squad, as well as I'm also gonna bring back tomorrow night movie star night. People been asking me to bring back movie star night. That's when we pull the names out the hat and we do a rundown and a list of their top movies. So that also will be back tomorrow night as well. You know what I mean? So we're gonna start the show off with our 16 players that could be on the practice squad, and then we're gonna move into movie star night. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second. Pretty much the second show that I've done, in a row by myself, no special guests, anything like that. So I greatly appreciate y'all. being here, tuning in, listening to your boy for almost an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. 50 billion things on YouTube. The fact that you allowed me in your screen, on your screen for any amount of time, is more than greatly appreciated. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as I always say, no matter how much it rains, you can never stop the sun from shining. Yo, Raider Nation, YouTube, people out there in TV land, go get your motherfucking sunshine. We out.